Imagine dropping $143 million on a single car. Sounds crazy, right? But that's exactly what happened, and this isn't just any car. It's the legendary 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Oenhout Coupe, one of only two ever made. A true icon of speed, design, and automotive history. This jaw-dropping sale didn't happen at a flashy auction. It went down behind closed doors at an exclusive invite-only event at the Mercedes-Benz Museum in Germany. The mysterious buyer? A private collector represented by British dealer Simon Kidston, who spent a year and a half convincing Mercedes to let it go. And here's the twist. Every cent of that record-breaking $143 million is going toward a global scholarship fund, a secret sale, a priceless car, and a cause that could change lives. Now that's a story worth telling. But what makes this car so incredibly special? And why did it break every record in the book? Let's dive into the full story. Why is the 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR worth $143 million? So, what makes this Mercedes worth a mind-blowing $143 million? The answer lies with the visionary behind the wheel, Rudolph Oenhout. An engineering genius with an obsession for speed, Oenhout helped shape some of the most legendary cars in Mercedes-Benz history. His journey began with a passion for mechanics and a degree in engineering from the Technical University of Munich. He joined Mercedes-Benz in 1931 and by 1936 was already heading their racing division. But here's the wild part. Oenhout wasn't just a brilliant engineer. He was also an insanely skilled driver, often faster than the professionals. To keep Mercedes ahead of rival Auto Union, he transformed the W25 into the W125, which helped racing legend Rudolph Oenhout win the 1937 European Championship. During World War II, he shifted focus to aircraft engine design for Daimler-Benz before returning to Mercedes in 1948. The story of the 1955 Mercedes 300 SLR. By 1952, he rolled out the WW19 for 300 SL, which would inspire the iconic gull-wing. But he wasn't done. His ultimate creation? The W196 S300 SLR, a racing monster that crushed competitions like the 1955 Mille Miglia with Sterling Moss and Dennis Jenkinson behind the wheel. That's why this car isn't just expensive. It's a rolling piece of history, born from the brilliance of one man's obsession with perfection. But the story of the 300 SLR isn't all glory, it's also marked by tragedy. In 1955, during the 24 Hours of Le Mans, Mercedes driver Pierre Levy lost control and crashed into the crowd, killing 80 spectators in one of the darkest moments in motorsport history. In the aftermath, Mercedes-Benz made a bold decision. They withdrew from racing entirely by the end of that season. Yet before this tragic event, Rudolph Oenhout had already set aside two W196S chassis to create a road-legal version of their racing beast. And thus, the legendary 300 SLR Oenhout Coupe was born. This wasn't just a reworked racer, it was a groundbreaking machine. With a widened and lengthened body, signature gull-wing doors, and a 2.5-liter straight-8 engine pushing 306 horsepower and 311 newton-meters of torque, it could rocket to 290 kilometers per hour, making it the fastest road car of its time. Originally built to compete in the 1955 Carrera Panamericana, the car never raced due to the Le Mans tragedy. So what did Oenhout do? He drove it to work, daily. He even added a massive exhaust silencer, because turning heads is fun, but waking up the whole neighborhood? Not so much. Tragedy, speed, and the ultimate road car. The 300 SLR's legacy isn't just about speed and innovation, it also carries the weight of tragedy. In 1955, during the 24 Hours of Le Mans, Mercedes driver Pierre Levy crashed into the crowd, resulting in the death of 80 spectators in what remains one of motorsport's darkest days. In response, Mercedes-Benz made the shocking decision to withdraw from racing entirely at the end of that season. But before this devastating event, Rudolph Oenhout had already set aside two W196S chassis with a bold idea: to build a road-legal version of their racing legend. And that's how the iconic 300 SLR Oenhout Coupe was born. This was no ordinary road car. With its elongated body, gull-wing doors, and a 2.5-liter straight-8 engine delivering 306 horsepower, it could hit 290 kilometers per hour, 180 miles per hour, making it the fastest road car of its time. It was meant for the 1955 Carrera Panamericana, but after the Le Mans disaster, it never raced. Instead, Oenhout used it as his personal daily driver, silencing its roar with a giant muffler to keep the neighbors happy. Why the 1955 Mercedes 300 SLR sold for $143 million? The 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Oenhout Coupe was nothing short of a road-going monster. Weighing just 1,117 kilograms, 2,463 pounds, it boasted an incredible power-to-weight ratio of 277.53 brake horsepower per ton. With a rear-mounted 5-speed manual transmission sending power to the rear wheels, it could hit a blistering top speed of 284 kilometers per hour, 176.5 miles per hour. Some experts even suggest that in optimal race conditions, it could have broken past 300 kilometers per hour, making it the fastest road-legal car of its time. Its chassis was an engineering marvel, crafted from a steel tubular space frame wrapped in a lightweight electron-magnesium alloy body. The car's handling was equally impressive, thanks to a double wishbone front suspension and swing axle rear suspension system with longitudinal torsion bars and telescopic shocks. Braking was handled by powerful inboard duplex drum brakes with power assist, essential for a machine this quick. Riding on wire-spoke wheels with 6.00 by 16 tires at the front and 7.00 by 16 at the rear, the car had superb road grip. Its dimensions were just as performance-focused, 4,350 millimeters long, 1,750 millimeters wide, and only 1,210 millimeters high, with a 2,370 millimeters wheelbase and a wide track for stability. Design-wise, the 300 SLR was breathtaking. Its extended bonnet, side-exit exhausts, sleek air vents, and signature wraparound windscreen screamed speed and elegance. The gull-wing doors, borrowed from the 300 SL, weren't just eye-catching, they were functional, made necessary by the car's high side sills. Despite its promise, the 300 SLR Coupe never entered mass production. After the tragic 1955 Le Mans disaster, Mercedes withdrew from motorsport and shelved the project. Only 2 prototypes were ever made. Though they never competed in a race, their legacy lives on. They're among the most iconic and valuable cars ever built. Rudolph Oenhout passed away in 1989, and soon after, Mercedes quietly offered his 2 prized 300 SLR coupes for sale. Shockingly, no one seemed interested. Many didn't see their true value, so Mercedes-Benz kept both. One was put on display at their museum, while the other sat in storage, untouched until May 2022. That's when history was made. In a secretive auction in Stuttgart, one of the coupes sold for a staggering 135 million euros, $143 million. But how did this car manage to fetch such an astronomical price? Let's break it down. If you're enjoying this deep dive into the story of the 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Oenhout Coupe, the most expensive car ever sold, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We've got more incredible automotive legends coming your way. The $143 million secret behind the Mercedes 300 SLR auction. On May 5, 2022, the 300 SLR shattered every record, selling for over $142 million. That's double the $70 million paid for a 1963 Ferrari 250 GTO in 2018 and nearly triple the highest auction price ever recorded before that, $48 million also for a Ferrari. The historic sale took place inside the Mercedes-Benz Museum and was handled by R.M. Sotheby's. But this wasn't your average high-stakes auction. Attendance was strictly invite-only. Mercedes carefully selected a small group of elite car collectors and art lovers who shared the brand's values. Buying the car wasn't just about money. You also had to agree to let it be displayed at special public events. Mercedes wanted to make sure this rare gem wouldn't disappear into a private vault, never to be seen again. The identity of the mysterious buyer who paid an eye-watering $143 million for the 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Oenhout coupe remains a closely guarded secret. While some speculate it was a high-profile collector, Mercedes-Benz has yet to reveal the buyer. What is known, however, is that the proceeds from the sale are being used to fund the Mercedes-Benz Fund, a global scholarship initiative focused on environmental science and decarbonization. A fitting way to turn this billion-dollar car into something that will shape the future. Meanwhile, the second 300 SLR Oenhout coupe remains in Mercedes-Benz's possession, proudly displayed at their museum in Stuttgart. If you want to see one of the world's most expensive cars in person, a trip to Germany is in order, unless the secret owner decides to show it off at an exclusive event. So, why did this car sell for such an astronomical price? According to automotive historian Carl Ludwigsen, the answer is simple. Mercedes-Benz never sells these cars. The 300 SLR Oenhout coupe is part of the company's prestigious historic collection, which boasts over 1,100 automobiles dating back to the very invention of the car in 1886. The fact that Mercedes parted with one of their crown jewels sent shockwaves through the automotive world and set a new benchmark for classic car values. This record-breaking sale also highlights a broader trend. Rare, iconic cars are now being viewed as investment assets, competing with fine art for value. With classic car prices skyrocketing, who knows what the next record breaker will be? A Ferrari, a Porsche, or even another Mercedes? One thing's for sure. The 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Oenhout coupe has set the bar higher than ever. More than just a car, the 300 SLR is a symbol of engineering excellence, automotive history, and rare exclusivity, proof that cars can be as priceless as works of art. In conclusion, the 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Oenhout coupe is more than just a luxury car. It's a monumental piece of automotive history that shattered records and redefined the value of classic cars. With its unmatched engineering, legendary racing pedigree, and stunning design, this billionaire car continues to captivate enthusiasts and collectors alike. The genius of Rudolph Oenhout and the brilliance of Mercedes-Benz created an icon that remains one of the coolest cars ever made. From its jaw-dropping $142 million auction price to its place in the Mercedes-Benz Museum, the legacy of the 300 SLR continues to inspire and awe. Whether it's a rare classic, a museum masterpiece, or a symbol of automotive excellence, this supercar-worthy machine stands in a league of its own. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world's most expensive car, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below.